sorry. So have you dropped off?
She forgot.
No, she's running late and we're off son off.
Yeah. Thinking about those things.
No.
My husband takes off early, so I'm on the rain.
Nice.
Yeah. Or sometimes it's in trouble.
You're running again? So I'm looking for the actual warranty deed.
Got it?
Here. I know it's in here.
It's back behind.
I'm working on it. I'm getting there. Not that one. That's the old one. This is not the old stuff. Is that the one that's doing something? Oh, I do have that. Sorry. I thought that was the old. And all of this stuff goes with it.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, you got your recorders ready to go? It's going. Oh, it's going now? Oh, I still need my phone. I keep bringing it up, but I need it for my clock.
So, yeah, the first 6, 7, 8 weeks is waking up to his last 6, 8 months, almost 2, she's still sleeping now. It depends on how big her dinner is. You know, if she's hungry, if she doesn't get a lot of food, I want to make sure that I'm not close to it. You know, eat dinner. I just wonder what I didn't know she's topper. Yeah.
You ready? It's 6:47. We're going to call the meeting back in open session. So we'll move to item 3 on the agenda, which is to discuss, consider, and approve the warranty deed conveying 29.56 acres of property described in special warranty deed filed as book 17053, page 2359, one page, and 21.2 acres of property described in the special warranty deed filed as book 17053, page 2359, 5 pages, filed in the deed and plat records of Bexar County, Texas, from Waterwood Park Property Owners Association, WPPOA, to the City of Sandy Oaks, an agreement to accept donation of property from WPPOA. And I brought this one to the council for consideration. You've each had an opportunity to look at this and look through all the documents that are in here. So if there's any discussion.
I'll make a motion that we accept, we approve the warranty deed as stated in item 3 on the agenda, transferring property from the PPOA to the city of Sandy Oaks.
Cassandra, does that need to be further defined for the 2 properties? Or just referencing the
As
agenda item?
defined in item 3.
Or you can reference how it's stated in the actual warranty deed, the description of property, but it describes the way it's filed in Bexar County land records for the purpose of the survey.
I think It's easier if you just read what was there.
That's what I was trying to.
I know.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve warranty deed conveying 29.568 acres of property described in special warranty deed filed as book 17053, page 2359, one page, and 21.2 acres of property described in special warranty deed filed as book 17053, page 2359, 5 pages, filed in the deed and plat records of Bear County, Texas, from Waterwood Property Owners Association, WPPOA, to the City of Sandy Oaks, and agreement to accept donation of property from WPPOA.
Okay, we have a motion from Alderman Tremblay to accept, to approve the warranty deed. Do I need to read the whole thing again, or just to?
No.
Okay. So is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Did you get a second?
Second.
Oh, I'm sorry. We need a second.
A second.
Sorry. Alderwoman Gillespie, second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Motion carries. Do we need 4 for the vote? We need a majority. We need 4 voters. Got it. Okay, so the motion carries on this one. Okay. With that, we can move on to agenda item number 5, which is to authorize the City Council to engage with Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, TCEQ, to resolve an open investigation number 1280047 regarding Waterwood Park. I brought this one to the council for consideration, and it was contingent upon item 3 being approved. So with that being said, I'd like the council to consider approving this one so that we can resolve this open case with TCEQ.
I'll make a motion. I'd like to make a motion that the City Council engage with the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality to resolve open investigation number 1280047 regarding Waterwood Park.
We have a motion from Alderwoman Gillespie to approve the council to engage with TCEQ to resolve the open investigation 1280047 regarding Waterwood Park. Do we have a second?
I second the motion.
Alderwoman Tanguma seconds. Any further discussion?
Before y'all vote, is there any particular person on the council that would be responsible for contacting TCEQ?
I have been engaged with them previously, so I'll continue to do that. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Item 6. Authorize City Council to plan and coordinate a bulk pickup of residents of uncollectible items for the March 19th and March 26th pickup dates provided by Tiger Sanitation. I also brought this one for consideration to the council, and upon further reflection, I think I want to change my approach to this. The original thought was that the council would, or the city would, do a staging event for all practical purposes where residents could bring things to be collected. But I don't see that as being beneficial. I think it's going to create a bigger problem than we have now. So the issue was that guidelines were available, they were provided, and many residents chose not to adhere to those guidelines, resulting in a large amount of trash still littering our city. I've been in constant contact with Tiger Sanitation. This is like a daily event, both with residents and Tiger Sanitation. And one of the items that was suggested in talking with Tiger was to have a couple of containers, staged somewhere, and then have residents come, and we would figure out what a equitable price would be to cover the cost for doing the collection. Because in all fairness, I don't want to see a single taxpayer dollar spent on this. This is not a city issue. This is a residential issue. The residents need to take care of it. But knowing history of how things have happened here in the city in the past with regard to bulk pickup, I'm not willing to take that on. So I confirmed with Tiger Sanitation. They have containers that are available under our contracted rate, and they are willing to extend that rate to non-Tiger customers in an effort to assist in getting the city cleaned up. So you can call and order a container and have it brought, and you can fill it up, and when you're done, you can call and they'll come pick it up and haul it off. And it would be cash up front to Tiger, and the residents would be responsible for doing that. I do have letters drafted from the attorney to address code violations related to trash in the city. My expectation is to try to resolve this in the next week or so, and then start sending letters out. So,
Do we have an idea how many
yes, I
households
do.
we're talking about?
Yes, there are 163 lots in our neighborhood that were either not Tiger customers or did not adhere to the guidelines, which was things you can't pile up limbs and expect them to pick that up. You can't make a pile that's 10 foot tall and 40 foot long and expect Tiger to pick that up. That was not the intent of this at all. And it's a shame that people did that. 163, and I have every address that was picked up on the first day, picked up on the second day. There were 27 customers that, had they been Tiger customers, their loads were perfectly acceptable to pick up. But they weren't Tiger customers, so they didn't pick them up. There were 163 that were not picked up because they were outside of the scope of the project. And just estimating with the representative from Tiger, an average size is 4 yards. And if you took 4 yards times 163, that equals 17 40-yard containers.
Wow. So the plan is
To offer, the plan is to offer to the residents, make them aware this is an option.
we're going to mail 163 notices out.
If we have to, we will. But before the notices are mailed out, the intent is, like I said, I have the list. We know which ones are the violations. To go back, do another drive-through, check off. I've had many conversations with many people, and a lot of them have been very understanding. They're as appalled as the rest of us are at what happened. There's a couple of factors. One is that this type of effort has not been undertaken in our community in a very, very long time. But there is another recycling effort in June. We're trying to get it scheduled for June now. I'm also proposing to Tiger that perhaps we do a split collection where we take the city and say north, south, east, west, whatever works. They know where their customer base is. And one weekend we do that half, and another weekend we do another half. It's up to them how they want to approach that, as long as everybody gets the quarterly pickup that's supposed to get that.
We have to tackle it one way or another.
Yeah.
163 lots of properties with trash out in front of their homes does not beautify the city.
No.
It
Well,
needs to be taken care of.
Well, one of the things that, people may not be thinking about is that a lot of the stuff they put out could have been put in their containers with their regular trash over time. There was no need to hoard it and throw it out there. And it can still be done. Tomorrow's trash pickup. Everyone that I've spoken to, I said, some of that stuff can just go in your regular trash. And some of the items they can save for the next collection. And some people have said, don't worry about it, I've hauled it off, taken care of it myself.
So we're gonna give this another couple weeks before we act on
I
it?
think we should, but I think we need to let people know that this option is available and they need to be taking care of this.
There were also some Tiger customers whose
Thank you.
piles of bulk pickup were within the parameters of what was allowed. Unfortunately, they weren't current on their bills,
True.
so
They were
Tiger,
on service suspension.
so Tiger didn't pick up those.
There's down the street from me, one gentleman has taken to placing, I haven't counted them all, there's a couple dozen 18-wheel tires that he stacked up on the side of the road.
Are they still there?
Yes, they're still there.
Blocking
Blocking the fire
the
hydrant.
fire hydrant.
Yes. That's for later. So I'm looking for ideas from you guys. Like I said, my original plan was to coordinate something to kind of help people out, but I can tell you that it will not go well, because wherever we stage, that's where they're going to think that they can always dump, and we're not doing that. We're
No,
not setting that
I
precedent.
think at their curbside,
This-
them paying the bill is definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
I just think we need to send out notices at
To
some
those
point. And we
hundreds.
just need to decide, how long we're gonna wait, give them the opportunity to clean it up. But without the notices, unless you contacted 163 residents, we need to give notice somehow or another, whether it's through a mail out, which then we are getting into a cost to the city, but it would be minimal compared to having to pay for pickup.
Right.
So still, there's quite a bit of work involved in sending out 163 notices,
Well,
unless we split them up and hand deliver them. I mean, it's
Right.
we've got to come up with a way to tackle it. Attack it, however you want to.
right.
That's not what Tiger presented to us at that meeting.
I don't know.
Not at all. That's what they told us when they took over this precedent.
Excuse me, no, part of the discussion.
That's rude.
So,
Very professional.
I know that if, in any situation where we would have a violation, not related to this, the city's going to incur costs to send those out.
I understand.
So, again, I don't want to spend tax dollars. I think it's unfair for the citizens who pay their bills and who follow the guidelines to be asked to foot the bill for those who didn't. That's kind of the bottom line here. I think that the offenders need to be responsible for that. So what do y'all think?
I am in agreement with you. I was here when they did the bulk pickup down at the park, and I can tell you the day after the bulk pickup and the gate was locked, there was trash dumped at the closed gate.
Mail out notices, give them the option of paying to have it picked up or paying a fine for having it on the street.
Or they can haul it off themselves. I mean, those are their options.
So I guess we do
If
the
they
mail
could do
out.
that, they would have done it by now.
Okay, so the,
We don't.
we're not making a motion on this, or, I mean, we're just gonna address it as a violation, or does the council need to vote on that?
If notices are sent out, you don't need a motion to send out.
Okay.
No, they're already in violation.
Those are-
That's what I'm
those are
thinking.
violations.
Okay. Okay. So, Charlotte, I'll work with you, and we will work on getting that addressed. Okay, item number 7, discuss, consider, and approve interlocal fire prevention and inspection services agreement with Bear County Fire Marshal. With the growth that is going on with some of the commercial things and some things that are coming down the pipe, it was important that we get this agreement put in place. This is a standard interlocal agreement that Bear County Fire Marshal does with all of their interlocal agreements. There is zero cost to the city to enter into this. All permits and fees are paid by the builder, the developer, the person who needs the permit. And, but what we get with this is fire inspection, you know, ensuring that any structures that are built meet fire code. There's several things in here that it works with. I mean, there's building codes, there is underground storage tanks, there are a whole lot of different items in here that will be affecting us.
Basically, all this does is authorizes them to enforce the International Fire Code, which we've already adopted.
Yes, yes,
So we're basically asking them to enforce the fire code.
yes. And they are the inspection arm, they're the inspection arm for that code enforcement.
So if anybody calls us or contacts us about that, we can just tell them to call the county?
Yes, yes. And the whole fee schedule is back there under Exhibit A of all the different things that they do. And it applies to both commercial and residential. I think it's on page, well, I can't tell you, there's no page number on here. But here's the inspection fees that they do for fire and safety, or they do re-inspections, they do building code re-inspections, mobile vendor inspections and registrations,
But they don't enforce anything, it's just inspection?
inspections,
Just
yes.
inspection.
Just inspections, yes. And permits.
I think they will enforce it. Why would
Well,
we
no,
expect it if
no,
they're
I
doing
think-
a commercial property? and it
No, you're
doesn't
right.
have a
They're
break?
going to issue the permit.
Right.
Yes. And then they're going to approve the permit or not approve the permit.
Now,
And that's part of the
As far
inspection.
as the, we've given approvals like for the little restaurant there at the
Yes.
entrance. Are they grandfathered, or are they going to fall into this?
Well,
Because this will be effective upon.
Well, we had already adopted the International Fire
Fire
Code,
code.
so,
Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
well, are they the same people that would like come out and look at a building and say it's not habitable or something like that? Do they do that sort of thing?
The fire code only actually is in effect during the construction phase of the National Fire Code.
Okay,
Once the building is completed, then
so they wouldn't like come and condemn a building or anything?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
No, but they would be, I mean, if you look here on the assessments and violations, so failure to obtain mass gathering permit with required timeline, because remember, you have occupancy
Yeah.
rules that apply to the fire code.
I was just wondering if they would do that, that's all. 'Cause that would
I
help us
didn't
out.
see that.
Well, that would
I've
have
never
helped
seen
us
it
out,
on
that's
there.
why I was
The very
asking.
last page.
Yeah, but I don't recall seeing what Doug was talking about.
I was just hoping they would do something like that. That would help us. That's your fire hydrants.
It's stricken fire, isn't it?
Probably fire hydrants somewhere in here. too.
Probably.
That's your tires. Yeah, I can see it. This specifically says it.
Yeah.
Found it?
Well, it specifically says occupancy before issuance of certification of.
Well, and that's the other thing, is the certificate of occupancy that's needed for a commercial business, and that's where this comes from.
So it doesn't say anything about afterwards.
About what?
It doesn't say anything about going in and like condemning them.
No, 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 no. And this one, as you see, requires quite a few things. This has to go to Commissioner's Court for ultimate approval. So I'll take a motion.
I'll motion that we approve the interlocal fire prevention and inspection services agreement with Bear County Fire Marshal.
Okay, we have a motion by Alderwoman Tanguma to approve the interlocal fire prevention and inspection services agreement with Bear County Fire Marshal. Do we have a second?
I second.
Oh, I have it.
Okay.
Alderwoman Matiwala, second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Motion by Alderman Tremblay. We got a second?
I second.
Alderwoman Tanguma seconds. We're we're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
We didn't vote.
Oh, don't need to vote on that one.
No, we need to.
Hold on, wait.
I vote we adjourn. There we go.
Wait a minute, it is 7:10 p.m.
Is there going to be an opportunity for people to speak?
We're done with the meeting, so yeah, I mean, if you want to,
Council meeting, is pertaining only to y'all?
yes,
We're voices too.
yes.
And I think I speak for
Well,
half of the
okay,
community.
can I just interrupt for just a moment? So the way the council meetings work is that the public is invited to observe what occurs at the council
Okay,
meeting.
then
No,
you should say that on the paper when you invite people to come in, please observe only, because we are,
No,
we believe that
no.
the meeting is pertaining to everyone here, to the community. And
If you would
y'all
go-
give us no choice but to scream out.
Well,
Can't you, here, just take a few minutes to
no, we
hear us out?
can't, because there is something called, it's a law,
Okay,
called the Texas Open Meetings Act, and we have to adhere to those guidelines.
okay.
During
It's on the
regular,
agenda,
wait,
you can talk
excuse
about
me, during regular city council meetings, we do provide an open forum for residents to speak, but unless an item is on the agenda, the council cannot address it during a meeting. So we do offer, if anyone wants to speak to council members after the meeting, you're free to do so. But according to the law, the Texas Open Meetings Act defines very clearly how these meetings operate. So
I
I'm,
don't think it's fair, but I will find a way.
well, no, I'm sorry that you don't think it's fair, but it's the law.
Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't matter, when you do speak, you never hear about it again. You never see it brought up.
Oh, shut up, Kathy.
So Cassandra, you and Charlotte and I need to sign this, and then when you get it to the...
Aye.
You said we're free to speak to you after. I just wanted to know what happens like in a case like this.
Well, that's what I was just telling her. is
Things
we
were
need
brought
to-
up today that
probably
affect
need
me
to sign
because
two
I live in
copies.
that area. But as far as I can tell, no one in the community has been able to get a discussion with you about their concerns where you both vote on
I've
something
had a lot of people contact me.
individually, but there hasn't been any kind of discussion with the public about a big issue like any of these things that were on the agenda today.
One of the things is that's why these people were elected, to make these decisions. I talk to people all the time. They contact me on the city website. They call me.
You're my representatives, I understand that. I mean, I personally didn't vote at all, so I didn't know about it. But I understand that we've elected you to do this job. However, you can see that there are certain topics that are of concern to a lot of people in the community that are being affected. And as far as I can tell, there's no chance for the community to discuss.
On the animal control issue, and on the going to a one company provider for garbage pickup. There was an open meeting where everybody was allowed to speak.
Okay, so how did that happen?
It depends on what the issue is. And we wanted to make sure that's what the people wanted. We listen to the people. Just because someone says something in the citizens to speak in one meeting and it's not on the agenda the next month, doesn't mean we're not listening.
No, I absolutely get that. But it sounds like in certain cases then, you, as a council, have made a determination that some topic needs more input, or an open meeting for discussion.
Every topic we want input.
It's just like, well, it's like Mickey said, we're prohibited by law to, like you're talking to two of us. There couldn't be a third person here listening to you.
Right, the third voting member can't sit here while he and I are talking.
Because it would be important.
Oh, okay, so this open meeting that you mentioned, how did that meeting work? If that was not a chance for the public.
It worked very well. But we had one here, on the garbage situation.
At that one, I would have been free to stand up and say what I wanted. And so how did that meeting happen? You decided as council that you needed to have a meeting on this topic?
Well, actually, the public asked us to have one, really.
I see.
And we want to hear what everybody wants to.
Good, okay.
Even on ones where we can't have a community meeting on every issue. There's just no way we get nothing.
That makes sense, and that's why you have the
Yeah,
job.
right.
You can email each one of us with the same question if you want, and, you know, each one, so
Well,
get
what's the law or the code that's governing the meetings that you?
The Texas Open Meetings Act.
Texas Open Meetings
Yes.
Act, so I can find that on the
Yes,
internet.
absolutely,
See how that's supposed to
absolutely. And
work.
if you have any problem with it, let me know, and I've got a copy of it. I'll make you a copy of it.
Could I email you and get that sent to you that way? Okay, that would be great. That'll help me clear up a few things. Thank you.
I'm not great on the computer, so what I'll do is I'll take my copy and get a copy made and give it to you.
Okay, that sounds great.
Okay?
I have to tell you, I love your outfit tonight.
Thank you. Well, Dawn gave me this. Right.
And I really like the hat.
Thank you.
You know, I grew up in the wrong era because I'm a hat person.
It's all happy when women wear hats.
I love that.
And it's like, I think it's the coolest thing ever. It's like,
I can't keep her out of Charlotte's Antiques without.
There you go. I've had people tell me, because I've been wearing hats since I was in my 20s. And people say, I think you're really bald, PJ.
if I could, I was wearing the curly hats today, I would.